The detective said missing kids usually come home. What happens when they don't?
Based on a true story.
Police looking for John Gacy.
We discovered bodies. By the looks of it, they're younger men.
The things he did to those kids. He's sick.
The system failed these families.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Do you know how many there are?
Up to you to find out.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you Dorothy Gale?
Yes, sir.
Pleased to meet you. I am Tik-Tok, the Royal Army of Oz. His Majesty the Scarecrow locked me in here and told me to wait for you.
What happened to the Emerald City? And where is the Scarecrow?
I do not know. Suddenly everything living began to turn to stone. When you did not arrive, I called for help until my voice ran down. Then I paced back and forth until my action ran down. Then I stood and thought until my thought ran down. After that, I remember nothing until you wound me up. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Unequal Sequel. My name is Dave and I'm one of the two hosts of this rigid podcast.
And my name's Rich and I'm the other host of this rigid podcast. You can think of me as the T-800 Terminator to Dave's T-1000 Terminator. I'm an unstoppable killing machine and so's he, but he's also a bit melty.
Lovely. The premise of Unequal Sequel is very simple. We ask our guests their best ever sequel, worst ever sequel, and finally their dream sequel.
And sometimes we'll drift off course and talk about other things. Sometimes movies, sometimes life in general.
And sometimes we do drop big fat spoilers to films you might not have seen, and this is by accident. So go check your home insurance. It's up for renewal. Because on today's episode, we are joined by Danny Ward.
Danny is a brilliant stand-up comedian and podcaster. You might know him for his brilliant show about the holiday, which he's taken to Edinburgh and all over the place. Or you might know him from his brilliant podcast, Jokes with Mark Simmons.
We're very excited to sit down with Danny and chat all things sequels with him.
These are Danny Ward's Unequal Sequels. Enjoy.
Okay, we have got a little cheeky question on before we get to the main question, which is, what is the first sequel you remember seeing and getting excited about?
Oh, the first sequel?
Yeah.
Oof. Well, the story that comes to mind is Jaws, but not Jaws 1, Jaws 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We were at a friend's house. My family remember they were called Red Rambles, all Labour-supporting people in Plymouth, and we used to go walking on Devon under the sort of umbrella of being, red, if you like.
Yeah.
And there were some friends there who went, the Deacons, Bob and Fiona Deacon. And we went round their house one day and we wanted to watch Jaws 3. So for some reason, the kids, we set up like this campaign to want to see Jaws 3. And we made posters and we were like drumming and we were walking around the house going, we want Jaws 3. We want Jaws 3. But I don't think they could be too angry because, of course, that's sort of, agitprop sort of attitude is what they sort of advocated for.
Yeah.
But we didn't watch Jaws 3, though, I remember.
So you did watch it?
Remember what sticks in your head? We used some glue to stick the sticks into the paper to make the posters, like banners, right? And I remember the big bit of glue. This is weird what sticks in your head 38 years later.
Yeah.
The glue was stuck on the poster. And as we were marching down the corridor, I saw this big globule of glue hit and go on the carpet. And I was just like, I'll just ignore that. So yeah, that was that. Don't know if I've seen Jaws 3 actually.
I'm about to say, why did you want to watch it so much at that point?
Good point. I think, and this is something I probably will touch on later with my choices, is that, when we were kids, I don't know about you or the current generation, watching 18 films was like a real thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you weren't 18. So I think probably Jaws was. I could be wrong. I could be entirely wrong, but it was probably because it was an 18. I remember going with my mum to see the film The Bodyguard.
Oh, right.
And with
that was not the one I thought you were going to say for some reason. The Bodyguard would have been down on my list, but keep going.
And we were up in London. My dad went to watch Tottenham with my sister. So me and my mum went, and I was only 13, and they asked my mum to sign this piece of paper to say that I was actually 15, and that she was lying. I remember just thinking, she just literally just went, "Oh, sod it," and signed it. And I remember thinking that was quite daring of her, really.
I've never heard of that. A similar.
No, I know, right. Before or since. But she had to, take palpability for the palpability. That doesn't sound right. For any kind of damage to me seeing a 15, they'd have to say, well, look, Mum said it was fine.
Too romantic in that one?
No, I never thought back that I wasn't triggered or damaged by watching the.
No.
I actually loved the film.
I can't think of why it'd be a 15, actually. It's not. It's nothing. But, yeah.
The high notes.
Into it now. Good point, actually. Maybe is it potentially before the 12 certificate had been? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. All this now, as I'm getting so old now, all these things are so far back in the memory that it's not quite.
I know that feeling.
I bet someone put 40th something behind them as well there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was last year. My wife, I made that and then that card, and then made me like it's going to be on display because I put effort into it. So it's back there. So what sequel do you remember getting excited about at any point in your life? Then,
well, in that case, Ghostbusters, without a shadow of a doubt.
There we go. Ghostbusters 2, right?
So, Ghostbusters 1 was the film that I think is the first film I ever watched. At very least, ever watched it at cinema.
Right.
Oh, nice.
I'm almost positive of that. And then I used to rent that from the video shop weekly.
Lovely.
Should have just bought it.
Well, here's the thing. Should have just bought it. We were a modest family growing up, but I once found out my God bless him, Uncle Norman, he had bought my sister Ghostbusters for Christmas one year. And then my mum had said to him, oh, she doesn't like Ghostbusters. So they got us something else. And I was just like, are you mental? How is that not possible? So I don't think I owned Ghostbusters. Well, I didn't own it until the DVD when I was like 21.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But, yeah, I knew Ghostbusters Back to Front. And then the Ghostbusters 2 came out. And at the time, obviously, I just loved it because it was more Ghostbusters. But I don't think it's particularly well regarded.
I like it.
It's a safe space here. We like Ghostbusters 2 on this podcast. We give it its props.
I just loved it because it was more Ghostbusters. But
what's not to love? There's slime. There's a creepy guy in a painting. It's
the Titanic arrives. That didn't go down well, did it? Apparently, do you know that they got in a bit of trouble for that from the survivors of the Titanic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They didn't like that. They thought it was disrespectful, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. So Ghostbusters 2 was the one. Definitely.
Do you remember seeing that in the cinema, the first showing, or how old?
Definitely.
89. How old would you have been at that point?
I'd have been 9.
9. Beautiful age for Ghostbusters. Did you go and buy all the toys and everything?
Do you know that was the thing, right? Because they had the magazine, and they used to advertise the toys on the back page of the comic. The comic,
yeah.
Particularly in Asda. And I remember getting this magazine, turned to the back page, and there's all these Ghostbusters toys, and like, are we allowed to swear? Do we swear on this or not?
Yeah, go for it.
I just lost my shit seeing all these like Ghostbusters toys, and we drove to the Asdas, and then the cupboards were completely bare. Apart from the one purple thing with the bug eye that you pushed and his eye popped out.
No one wanted that.
No, there was no figures or anything. And it was like you had to, because that was back in those days. There was always a lag between sort of like America and same with wrestling figures as well. Like I was into wrestling figures, and like the honky tonk man would turn up, and he's like, well, he hadn't been wrestling for like 2 years in the WWE anyway at that point. And I had all the toys, but my granddad tried to get me the backpack, but never got me the backpack. He came to stay when he was going to get it for me, and they just couldn't find it. And that was another one of those ones, a bit like the Ghostbusters video, where my mum said, "Oh yeah, your granddad was going to buy it, but he couldn't get hold of it." I was like, "You're joking!" But they just couldn't get hold of it.
My little brother had it. I was really jealous.
It wasn't great, was it?
No, it was just a big lump of plastic with some straps on it.
It was a big lump of plastic, and I actually made one. You know those box files? Oh, I've got one over here.
This is great.
One of these. Like a box file.
Oh, yeah.
And you made that into
we cut out the top of that.
Yeah.
And then I had the ghost popper with the 6 like foam pellets.
Yes, I had that too.
Yeah, put a bit of like string attached to that. And then that went in there. Bit of Lego light and sound stuck to the back of that. A few straps, good as gold.
Nice.
Amazing. Did you do what me and my brother did? Is when we got older and we were in our mid to late 20s and we finally found ourselves with some extra money, we went and bought all that shit. I mean, all of it. We went and bought everything we wanted as a child, basically, from the Ghostbusters toy range. And we had we had the building again. We bought all the backpacky things, the guns, the good ones, the shit ones. We had a great time. We eventually sold it all for quite a bit of money, to be honest. We had all the toys. It was a glorious time in our lives. We bought the Thundercats as well. So
I did that with wrestling figures. And actually up here, until last week, they were all along that top row of, I know this is radio, but they were all along the top row of my, of the bookshelf behind me. But I had to clear out. I didn't get rid of them. They've just gone into sort of storage.
Okay.
Because I had all the ghosts. Oh, this is going to sound weird. I had all the wrestling figures and then I sold them a few years ago. And then I kept having these like recurring, almost stress dreams, and I root cause and analysis did it to it being the selling off of the toys.
Amazing.
So I rebought a load, and then those dreams went away.
Wow! You can't see, and no one else listening can see, but to this side of me, I have a wall of shelves full of Transformers toys. Literally,
I had all those as well,
floor to ceiling.
did you spend more money getting them back than what you sold them for, or did you get a better deal, Danny?
That's a good question. I think I'm at parity. I'm almost pretty much at parity. Yeah,
that's a good place to be.
Yeah, and I've stopped. I think there's one or two that I were quite rare actually. Looking back, that I should definitely not have sold, but. And they're just bits of plastic, made in China.
Yeah,
you live and learn.
Well, these are on my wall behind me. These pictures, these are actually the original. Maybe I can just pull this one off. These were the original designs for the toy maker.
Wow.
Like each toy with how each bit. So this is the Undertaker here, and you can see like his arm moves this way, and this is how tall he is, and
that's
all
really
this.
cool.
But that's quite interesting about this is that they're all done by hand. Yeah. You know, so back in the day, in the 90s, you know, things was like this.
Yeah.
I dare say now that the toys, you know.
This is great podcasting.
Is it fair to say, Danny, you're a bit of a geek then?
Well, I didn't think that, and now I feel like maybe it feels like it, doesn't it? And the multifaceted, let's say, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's go on to your first one. So what is your best ever sequel?
Well, for this, I decided to choose Return to Oz.
Okay.
I'm very happy you chose this, mainly because it really scares Dave.
Terrifying.
Yes. Well, this is it. This is it, Dave.
Yes.
Like, obviously, these answers would change, wouldn't they? There's so many films. But I was back at my dad's house in the loft quite recently. This is where it all ties in now. You ready for this, right?
Yeah.
All the toys, like my Transformers toys were up there. Ghostbusters toys were up there. Found some books. And the book I had was one of these sort of books of the movie where you get a lot of pictures and a little bit of sort of text that describes the, you know, the plot, if you like. I used to have these ones a lot of where you'll know when it's time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this. Diddly-diddly-ling. You remember those?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite like that, but I had all of those again for loads of films, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters. But this was like, it was more of it was a paperback, but it was glossy, loads of pictures from the film, and then just a bit of the text to explain it. And when I saw the front page, I had this massive sort of gush of memories come back from how shit scared I was of those fucking wheelers.
Yeah.
So I thought I thought to myself, oh, well, this is what I'll choose, because I rewatched it just as real intrigue, because it was like it just took you back again, 35 years watching this film, and how it's quite a fascinating study really in genre.
Yeah.
If you compare it to the original, the Wizard of Oz, which of course is a Technicolor Hollywood studio musical from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
And this is not that. This is all shot in England. Actually, I did done my research.
You've done a deep dive. Brilliant.
I've gone to Wikipedia, and it was all shot in England, and also it's much closer to the source material in terms of tone,
right?
Of the Oz series, those books. They were sort of fantasy, almost verging on horror, really. Which
the genre it has on IMDb for this is adventure, family, fantasy, and mystery. And I want to tell that is fucking wrong, because adventure and family, definitely not. Well, maybe adventure, but family, this is horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. How is like the bodyguard of 15, right? Where this is generally, I think it just goes to show the sign of the times and things like that. This would never get commissioned or let out now. Was it a U or a PG?
It's a U.
Yeah. A U?
I've got a PG on IMDb, but it might have been a U back in the day.
Well, either or, because basically it doesn't matter, because let's be honest, there's no difference between a PG and a U, is there?
No,
not really.
Absolutely not.
There's no age restriction to it. I mean, it was really quite scary. It's a horror film, but it's almost like a horror film for kids.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. Everything about it is designed to fuck me up, I think, a lot of the way.
And I mean, it starts off, where they're basically taking her to have electric shock therapy, which is
that's not good.
Frowned upon, method of dealing with people with, who had mental health problems. I mean, which is a terrifying thing to have actually done. And then, there's that creepy older. What I found interesting is actually how they sort of they set up certain parts of the Oz world in the world of Kansas. So they got the thing that's going to zap her head is actually a shape of a face, which goes to preempt the TikTok.
Yeah.
And then there's the as she's been wheeled in to have these electrodes put on her head. There's the creaking of the wheels of the trolley, and that's of course preempting the wheelers later on. Really sort of clever stuff. And then as soon as she gets to us, she's immediately, if you fall off those steps, the stones, you're in the sand, and then you just you disintegrate.
Yeah.
So that's she just picks up that chicken and just sort of laughs that bit off.
I mean, I don't remember. I watched this as a kid, and I don't remember it being scary. Like, I don't think I was scared by it at all. But
it's those wheelers.
Yeah, it's the wheelers. The masks they wear when you first see them.
Because then you get to then basically the next sort of part of that is once she walks down and she gets into the Oz, doesn't she? And it's all like abandoned, right? And then there's this sign that says "Beware the Wheelers," and then you see these for people who haven't seen the film, and I dare say it's quite a lot of people. They're like these humans, but they've got for hands and feet, they've got wheels, which terrified me. I used to have nightmares about these wheels. So it was so visceral when I saw this book up in my dad's loft, right, of the Return to Oz. Automatically, it was like the Wheelers. I'm going to watch it again, and in fact, watched it again. And actually, what you realise is that, I mean, having wheels for feet, a bit like roller skates, right? Reasonably useful for picking up a bit of pace. Having wheels for hands is completely fucking useless.
It doesn't really work, does it?
It doesn't work, no.
It's a complete disability. So, like, they're actually, really on the back foot. Well, they're not on the foot, are they? They're on the back wheel. They're on the back wheel because they can't do anything. All she has to do to get away from them is just go behind a door. And she locked the door, but she doesn't have to lock the door because even if the door was unlocked, they can't open it because they've got wheels for hands.
Oh, yeah. They could try and use their mouths, I guess.
But they could try and use their mouths. So when I watched it back again, I was like, God, Danny, you were a bit of a pussy, mate, when you were a kid, because that's like those things are ridiculous.
I know,
but they were quite scary. They are basically the gang from Clockwork Orange, aren't they? Pretty much the Wheelers, but just with wheels.
Yeah, and when you see them, they look definitely like sort of like 1980s film extras. Mm-hmm. And you've got to ask the question: how do they apply that mascara? Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The only thing I can think of is that you just literally like if you're rolling a roller for like painting a wall, you get your wheel and you roll it in the mascara, and you just have to roll it.
Well, how do they get dressed? How are they putting those suits on?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of questions surrounding the Wheelers.
Yeah. How old were you when you first saw it then?
Well, so when I saw it, again, I don't know if I saw it at the cinema or on video, so it'd either been, when was it released? 1985?
Yeah, 95.
So I was probably about 6 years old.
Oh, this is the thing. Your parents probably made you watch that, or thinking this is going to be okay for little Danny. This is like a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's going to be magical and sing songs and lions.
Well, that's it. The Wizard of Oz was my cousin Justine's favourite ever movie. Loved it. So I'm pretty sure I would have seen that quite young as well.
I think everyone does really a little bit.
Yeah, and what I'm sort of fascinated by this film is that it's completely sort of forgotten about.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You know what I mean? I've never, ever seen it on TV or on a streaming service. It's actually on Disney now, but, not like it's on the front page, sort of any sort of advertising about it. They don't make us a noise about it. And, that's the fascinating thing about it is whilst it is closer to the source material as a sort of, as a sequel, it's quite an interesting sort of, story of that genre switch.
Yeah.
How many other films have done that? Have gone from, a singing and dancing number to a children's horror film.
Yeah. There's no songs in the second one, is there? And
no, there's no songs.
And it's filmed, that whole beginning bit when she's in the hospital is filmed like a horror film. There's thunder and lightning going on, the lights are flickering, she's tied down, you're in a basement, there's the creepy maiden woman, whatever's going on there, and then you've got the awful flood bit. I mean, yeah, it's quite different. It's also like a legacy sequel before they were a thing, because there's what's the gap, 46 years or something between Wizard of Oz and The Return to Oz?
Yeah, 46 years, and then and I think about 6 months in actual sort of in what do you call that time in within the sort of the time of the movies. But what's interesting was that Judy Garland was 20 or something when she did it.
Yeah,
and then they just sort of overlooked that, because she was meant to be playing someone younger, wasn't she? But quite clearly.
Oh, yeah. They famously, fed her amphetamines and all sorts of stuff to keep her looking like a child. And, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a horror story, right, look into her life. But it was quite interesting to see. I looked up to see what the girl who played Dorothy in this went on to do. And she's had an enormous career.
Yeah, Firuza Balk, yeah.
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 As all sorts, isn't she?
Yeah, she's done loads of stuff.
You see, I had no idea that was who it was until I looked into it because... I just didn't. But I was the Joker. Just recently, they went from a film to a musical, didn't they?
They did.
I was just trying to think of examples of where they've, gone from one to the other.
Yeah.
Folie à Deux was a musical that was, originally first film, not a musical. But I wonder if it's the only sequel to a musical that isn't a musical.
Wow, you've asked a big question there, and I can't think of anything similar.
There will be some of our listeners who will know automatically. We'll get some messages. I'm sure people will be like,
Isn't that strange? Because the first one I don't think was a Disney film; it was an MGM film, and the second one is a Walt Disney Presents, but it's the Disney film that has no music. So they made a choice to do that, and I think that's quite odd a little bit, because there's probably loads of opportunities in there to have some kind of original music. But like you said, this is more based on the novel or whatever the original material, isn't it?
It was like the bloke who, his name, what's his name, who wrote The Wizard of Oz? He's called Baum, isn't it? Someone, I want to say...
Oh, L. Frank Baum, yeah.
Yeah, so he wrote loads of those. L, that's it. It's a weird name, isn't it? L. Frank Baum. He wrote loads of Wizard of Oz books. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's loads of them. And sort of TikTok's got his own one.
Oh, really?
He's in Return to Oz. So it was the Return to Oz was mainly based on book 2 and 3.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
There were more in his canon.
TikTok's really interesting as how they did him, because he's 3 people. So there's a guy in the suit. There's also a guy controlling the face, and then there's someone else doing the voice.
And do you know, you're going to love this. This is a stat. Do you know who's in the suit? Do you know who's in the suit?
Oh, it's Tim Rose, isn't it? The guy that's Admiral Akbar.
Oh. Do you know who I thought it was? I thought it was Peter Duncan from Blue Peter.
Oh, what? Okay. I've not heard that before.
Peter Duncan, TikTok. Do you know what I'm thinking? Is Is it possible that he just went and had a go on it for an episode of Blue Peter?
Do you have a memory, do you?
I've 100% got a memory of him of Peter Duncan and TikTok. Maybe it's this Duncan Dares thing where he gets dared to be and spend the day as TikTok or something.
Maybe.
That sounds really spurious now I've said it out loud.
No.
It sounds fully believable.
If you say confidently enough, we'll believe it, Danny.
Because maybe that book I got. I'll have to look in. Well, yeah. It's really.
There must be something to it. There must be.
Got to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be, like I said, but then when we get to nowadays, you start thinking there's so much in the old cranium encyclopedia that things can start molding together, and then those memories form and they're completely made up.
Yeah.
The trouble I've got here, of course, is that when I put in Peter Duncan TikTok, well, we know what comes up. It's actually TikToks of Peter Duncan, right?
There's some other amazing things. Yeah, the Gump character, the voice of Gump, is the voice of Stephen Norrington. Do you know who that is?
No.
He went on to direct 2 films, one good film and one bad film, but he went on to direct Blade.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also directed The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery, and he hasn't made a film since because he had such a bad time with it. But I just found that fascinating as well. And obviously Jack Pumpkinhead, which Tim Burton took a little bit of inspiration from for Nightmare Before Christmas. His voice by Brian Henson, yeah. This son of Jim Henson, which makes me think, was that character in Henson production? But I haven't looked into it that much. But.
So the Jack Pumpkinhead is from the Oz, is an original Oz creation.
Right.
Yeah. And it was a bit creepy, actually, that he wanted to call Dorothy Mum in the film.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
Which is, given that she's like 8 years old or whatever, that gotta say, boys, that took me out of it a little bit.
What, the first time or the second time? Child Danny or adult Danny?
Well, adult Danny. Child Danny didn't notice, actually, but adult Danny said, why does he keep calling this 8-year-old mum? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, if anything, I thought he was a bit of a son of a bitch. Because at one point, when the Gump, they're flying, they turn this couch and a moose's head and they sprinkle it with magic powder and it comes alive.
Yep.
And they're flying. Well, it starts falling apart.
Yeah.
Mid-air. And Jack Pumpkin says, well, TikTok, you're the heaviest.
Off you get. How you get.
Off you get. How quickly they grow up.
Yeah.
Did he have a bad time making this film, or did he have a bad time doing the others? Because is that Blade with Wesley Snipes?
No, he had a good time doing Blade.
That's a good movie.
That's a great movie. It was a bad time doing Extraordinary Gentleman with Sean Connery.
Yeah, him and Sean Connery didn't get on.
They basically fought. Well, they actually did punch each other.
Oh yeah, they physically fought, didn't they?
They physically fought on that set, so that's good. How do you think the effects have aged? Because I was watching it today, and I think they're...
I was going to say...
They're pretty good.
I think they totally hold up.
Yeah.
I think the puppeteering is excellent.
Yes.
This is one of the things that I thought, like the puppeteering's really, really good. And the visual effects of the princess who hasn't got a head. And, she can just replace, she's got like 30 different heads in cabinets, which also, by the way, terrifying.
Yep.
But the way they did that, where she's walking around with no head, and then the way she's holding a head, it's really well done. Totally holds up to, sort of.
It's really good.
And good quality puppeteering sort of doesn't age in a way, does it? Because sort of ropey CGI, things like that can look a bit
We'll
rough.
get onto that soon, but yes.
Right. Yeah, but actually the puppeteering was really, really...
Also,
really...
the rock stuff, when the mouths are moving on the rocks and going down on... I thought that was really... I had to check what year it was, because I was like, if this is 90s, then we're... But it's the 85. I was like, whoa, boys, this is good stuff.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's a good movie.
So when you watched it again recently, did you just sit there and really appreciate it more? Did you like it again?
Well, the thing is, right, I went to... I studied drama in English and drama in Manchester. Then I did, but I basically did, because you can choose your own components. The vast majority, it was like movies, right?
Yeah.
So and then I did a master's in TV and film producing. So I've spent a lot of time in my past watching movies with that critical sort of thinking and eye, where I wouldn't have done obviously when I was a child. And it was like, I used to love writing stuff at movies because basically you can say what you want. You know, if you sit in a physics exam, there's a right or wrong answer to the question, right? Yeah. Pretty much, I imagine. But when you're doing it in like drama exam, you could say, you write your own questions and then off to the races. Yeah. You know, if you like, you know, and so I very much enjoyed critically sort of, you know, film critic, like talking about Alien, for example, vagina dentate, you know, you got the vagina with teeth and that's that represents that, you know, the alien represents men, you know, males, you know, fear of you know, vaginas and all this. And I love all that, you know, because you can just say what you want.
Yeah.
You can. That's why we study film, right?
Yeah, right. It's great. And then when I started working in TV and film. So then I started doing a different thing where I started basically shot counting. Okay. And I still find myself doing that. Just working out how many different angles they've shot it from, you know? So it's a different way of appreciating something as opposed to just literally watching it. You're watching it in a different way. So I guess when I rewatched this, I was watching it in that sort of, you know, and I'd seen it had all been filmed in Elstree, I think, in London. So I just sit there sort of thinking, I wonder if they built that set for this particular thing or if it was just left over from a James Bond or this, that and the other.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to other people?
What, the
Return to Oz? Because a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I certainly would. Yeah, so I certainly would. It was, but it was just these Wheelers boys. Honestly, for 35 years, that's been entrenched in my head as something like, you know, to be really scared of.
I bet.
I've just got a little tidbit for you.
Go on.
AI overview. There's no indication of a TikTok account for former Peter Duncan, right? Or a Return to Oz event.
Oh.
But
right.
The search results reveal a connection.
Oh.
The actor who played the robot TikTok in the 1980 film Return to Oz, Michael Sundin, later became a Blue Peter presenter, replacing Peter Duncan.
Oh, Michael Sundin was the puppeteer who did the face.
And he became a Blue Peter presenter.
Oh,
he did the face. Oh, so he still wasn't in the body.
He wasn't in the body. No, he was the face, Michael Sundin. He was the puppeteer.
Amazing.
Good bit. So do you see how that?
Yeah, you got there.
How networks of information in your brain work.
Yeah.
They just eventually start calling around each other. The other interesting thing about TikTok, by the way, is that apparently it was one of the, if not the first, representation of a robot in literature.
Oh, really? Wow.
And before robots were actually possible to be invented. He doesn't use the term robot, he uses the term mechanical man. And obviously TikTok has to be, he has to be wound up.
Yeah.
And, but there's quite an interesting going back to the thing I was saying about when you're watching films with that critical eye, there is a sort of, one of the themes about it is, TikTok says he isn't human and that's why he doesn't get turned into stone like all the others. Which is, so there's this, what does it mean to be human? Sort of, that's one of maybe the little things I might have picked up on this time that
adult-wise, not child-wise.
Probably when I was a child,
Missed it.
Finish training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Hey, the vibes are slipping. I think it's time to bring out the Velveeta shells and cheese. The holidays are a time to go all in on indulgence. Headline your meals with the rich, creamy meltiness of Velveeta shells and cheese and satisfy your holiday cravings like no other. Bring that main course energy to your side dish. Celebrate extra with Velveeta these holidays.
I've got another little question for you before we. So this isn't the worst sequel question.
Okay.
This is what has been your most disappointing sequel. So it doesn't have to be the worst sequel. It doesn't even have to be a bad sequel, but it's a sequel you went in high and you came in low, if that makes sense. And it doesn't have to be your original one. It can be recent. It can be any time in your life.
Oh, I mean, well, let me just think about. That is a good question.
Yeah,
that is
a cheeky little question.
It's a cheeky little one, that, isn't it? I mean, I guess I've always looked forward to the Ghostbusters films, even when they're, the sort of
not so
like
good.
The one with all the women in. I thought it was all right. The second Afterlife, I thought was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Then Frozen Ding Dong,
yeah,
I thought was absolutely shit.
There we go.
It wasn't good, was it?
And there's one. I thought Folie Deux for the Joker. I just did not like that either.
I don't think anyone liked it.
No, I did like Joker. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And then I guess also another, and it's not quite my worst film, but I was thinking about this because I was trying to decide. Like, one of the films that really, as a kid, Batman 1990, Tim Burton's.
Yeah, the 1989 one.
Yeah.
Watched that twice at the cinema, and then
it was brilliant. Yeah.
Had the sticker book, also had the toys, had the whole bit.
Yeah.
And then the second one was was pretty good.
Yeah, the Penguin, Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Third one I watched in America when I was there with my dad mum and dad when I was like 16, and then that fourth one, that was then like.
Yeah, Batman and Robin.
When he pulled out his Batman credit card, he said, "Don't leave the cave without it."
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Again, yeah. And it's usually, isn't it, often when you get into the number 3s or 4s where you do start seeing the...
Yeah. I mean, it's very rare that like a fourth installment ends up being great, but it does happen.
Well, even good, to be honest.
Even good, yeah.
I mean, Fast and Furious brought it round back again and then let it all go again.
Oh my God, they must be on 10 or 11 now.
Well, there's meant to be the 11th coming, but the other day it reported they just might not do it. So...
I got a good backstage goss on those. Is that
go on?
Was it that? Is that was Jason Statham and The Rock in a movie recently
together, or they were in? Yeah,
Hobbs and Shaw they did together, didn't they? It was like the spin-off of.
Is that a spin-off from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, right. So basically, The Rock's always notoriously really, really late, apparently, for getting on set. And it's all because it's a kudos thing for how late you can be. And that sort of makes you top dog, according to my friend.
Really?
Yeah. So actually, they're prepared to hold up shooting just to sort of as an ego thing, which I was quite surprised to hear, really, because when I worked in TV and film, I just didn't really see that sort of. Actually, that's not true. I did see that on a lower level. I worked on The Bill. Yeah, I worked on The Bill. And the actors on there could be really hard work.
They were big stars.
Go and fetch them from the... well, that's the thing. In my experience, the bigger the star, the easier they are to work with.
Right.
Oh, right, okay.
That's always been my experience, which is why I was surprised to hear it about Hollywood movie making, that people would be late, when they know how much it costs per hour when you're not doing anything, when you go into overtime, it's just, the dial's just...
A lot of time, those big actors on those movies are also executive producers.
Producers as well, yeah.
So
but they've got their workouts in, apparently.
I always have a theory that if you're someone who cannot be seen on screen to be a bad guy, then you're probably a bad guy in real life.
Yeah, that
Do you know what I mean? So The Rock kind of he has a thing, doesn't he? He can only be the hero. And I think that probably means you're quite a fragile, egoed person in real life, which probably means you're a bit of a dick.
Is that because his last bad guy was like The Mummy Returns?
Well, it's his first film, wasn't it?
And they made him like a PlayStation 2 video character, and it looks awful.
Maybe.
It's a terrible movie.
I don't know. I just think it's ego. And being late to set is ego, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, I'm going to be later than you. Therefore, I'm the sort of most, the biggest time.
I like how you and Dave have both got poor experiences of working on The Bill as well.
I never worked on The Bill.
No, but you had to watch every episode to transcribe it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to do so. I had to work on editing it a little bit to make it, update it a bit, yeah.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching The Bill. I loved the bill.
I think everyone did of our age, yeah.
Really cool when I got there I got offered to work on it I did 6 weeks, one block of filming. And they were just such shitbags. And the thing is, most of them never heard of again, right? But whereas like when I worked on Murphy's Law with James Nesbitt, a consummate professional.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him.
Absolutely, this is one of my, I don't know if we're going a bit off piece here, but like what one of my sort of signs was, if I introduced myself to someone and if they told me their name, knowing that I knew who they were.
Yeah.
I went, hello, mate. I said, hello, I'm Danny. He went, hello, Danny, I'm Jimmy. Right? Whereas some people will just go, hello.
Yeah.
Knowing that I know he's Jimmy. Yeah. Jude Law was the same. I said, hello, I'm Danny. He went, hello, I'm Jude.
Beautiful. I worked in post-production that had kind of a similar thing with in there, like a runner walking in, doing big films, doing big movie stars. And I've got some horrible stories and some nice stories about good people and bad people and directors as well. I understand that. Quickly back to Ghostbusters, so we land this. So Frozen Empire, we had Sean Walsh on this podcast ages ago, and we got him to review Afterlife with us because he loved it. And then I was like, do you want to come and do Frozen Empire? And he had seen it by that point. He was like, honestly, mate, I can't come and do that because I've got nothing good to say about it. Are you in that camp that bad?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I got there and I watched it in a cinema, and it was one of those ones where, you can go during the day and often you get the whole place to yourself. I had a 200-seat cinema to myself. It's like you won a competition.
Yeah, it's lovely when that happens.
Amazing. Couldn't be any better. And we just, watched it, and it was just like, you so want to like it. You so want to like it. And, you just couldn't. Just couldn't. I'll just say what I just messaged. I'm just looking up here what I said to Sean. Did you watch Ghostbusters? And he went, yes, a mess. Yeah. I know we liked. I remember liking the fourth one, the Afterlife one.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. I really enjoyed that. It made me really emotional at the end of that one. And then Frozen Empire, there's not even really a Frozen Empire. And the ghost has to come to the Ghostbusters in the end. They're like, no, you come to us. And it was right. I haven't gone back to it because I don't like it, but I've watched Afterlife again recently and I thought, no, that's still good. That still holds up.
And even despite the fact it's got kids in, and I'm not really, into watching movies. Hang on, I'm not. Yeah, it's this kids' films, isn't it? Like it's ostensibly, having children in the lead roles.
Yeah,
again, But despite that, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
and the bit where Egon comes, back to life, or whatever, but comes at the end.
Ghost Egon.
Ghost Egon. Yeah, a minute. Waters in tears.
Yep. I agree.
So is Dave.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, next question. This is the big question, which is, Danny, what is your worst ever sequel?
So I was toying with saying about the Batman and Robin, but I've decided to go with RoboCop 3.
Right. Okay, good choice. Why?
Well, I'm a PlayStation gamer.
Right.
And a couple of years ago, probably within the last 2 years, they brought out a RoboCop game.
Oh, okay.
I've played it. It's good.
It's good, isn't it?
It is good.
You wouldn't call it brilliant.
No.
In terms of, but it does exactly what it's meant to do.
It's fun shooting people and they get really exploded. It's fun. It's pretty simple.
It's fun shooting people. It's not too hard.
Yeah.
It's not too long. Murphy, the original bloke who did the voice.
Peter Weller.
And the woman, she's called
Nancy Allen.
Yeah,
Nancy Allen.
She's in it as well. And I think quite a lot of the original acts. And there's lots of nostalgia pieces in it. And I also, doing my bit of research, this is a fun thing, and sort of ties into Ghostbusters a bit as well. It's called an interquel.
Oh, okay.
What, the game is?
It's an example of an interquel.
I haven't heard that, Rich. Write that down.
No, that's a new one.
You don't like this, boys?
Yeah. Interquel.
Interquel. So it's RoboCop computer game wiki. And what it is it gave an example of an interquel.
It is a kind of thing, because Matrix, what was that Matrix game? Enter the Matrix was very similar.
Yeah.
I loved that game. That was a great game.
I'm trying to find it now and under pressure and I can't. But the idea of an interquel is it basically happens in between two films.
Right.
So, like, if you've got a film A and a film C, then the interquel would be made. It would be made after to slot in.
So like Rogue One.
Yes.
Or Saw 10 is an interqual between Saw 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's a great film, Saw 10. Well, no, maybe not.
It's fun. It's fun.
I went in with no expectations, put it that way.
Yeah,
and also I watched it with Mark Simmons, which is always fun to watch horror films with Mark.
Oh, was he a bit of a scaredy cat?
My lips are sealed.
Oh, I'm the same as that. We went to see a film the other day and I jumped in Rich's lap. And it was the last Conjuring film.
There was a group of teenage girls behind us who were just laughing at him so much. It was brilliant.
I literally held him tight at one point. I was like, I gripped him.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just sort of a really bad sequel. Blair Witch Project 2.
Oh, that is bad.
Book of Shadows.
Yes. Yeah.
Book of Shadows. Because Blair Witch Project 1 was excellent, I think. Because it started a whole... I mean, that found footage thing had never, ever been done before, had it? And actually, you know, I remember seeing that at the cinema as well with friends, and I thought that was generally well done. But yeah, so I can't. It's bugging me now because also, you know, they made Ghostbusters, the computer game. Mm-hmm. That was the unofficial third film.
Yeah.
So this is quite interesting how sort of like games can sort of slot into sort of the canon, if you like. So I was playing this is a long way round of saying I was playing RoboCop, and I thought I'm going to watch all three films. Again, fresh eyes. Yeah. Watch number 1. Great. Watch number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch number 3. And you can see so many things that are different.
Yes.
If you go one, I mean, I probably watched RoboCop 3, but I mean, God knows when and why and where. But when you do 1, 2, 3, it's just like watching a slope, just going down.
Oh yeah, that third one really shits the bed and drops off.
It's not Peter Weller, is it?
No, it's not. He had another film to make or TV show.
No, he did. He was already signed up for Naked Lunch.
That's it.
Cronenberg.
That's a Cronenberg film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Signed up for Naked Lunch, so he couldn't do it. And actually, it's interesting because as a cyborg. Whatever. Cyborg, he's not a cyborg, is he? As a RoboCop.
Yeah.
Is he a cyborg?
I think he is, isn't he?
Okay. It does oddly really change it when it's not him.
Yeah.
They tried to make it look like him, and it's
I
not.
think that it does look like him, and that's I think maybe where the slight sort of wrinkle is that it's they've tried to make it look like him, but it isn't. And actually, in fact, it probably goes to suggest how good an actor he is.
Yeah, because it must be quite a hard part to play, RoboCop, because you have to move like that and talk like that, and he really sells it in the first 2 films.
Yeah, and also like that suit is absolutely like a death trap in terms of how hot you get.
Yeah, I can't imagine
because it takes so long to get on and off. They couldn't remove it, so you had to be in it for long periods, and apparently horrible.
I did a bit of a deep dive on this today, and it's because. Apparently this was filmed in 91, but not released until 93 because the production company, was it Orion Productions?
Yeah. Orion,
was bust by then and had no money. So when they came to make RoboCop 3, they were like, well, just use stuff from RoboCop 1 and 2, old suits. And all the old suits they found were all pretty much battered. So they had to refix them. And that made them heavier and hotter for when this guy was in the suit. So it made it even more unbearable. But apparently... the guy who made it, Robert John Burke, never complained until the end, until the movie was done. So he was good on set and no problems.
Apparently, that's the same as the woman who played the girl who played Dorothy in Return to Oz.
Yeah,
she's freezing all the way through the shoot because it was in England, and apparently she never said anything until the end.
Really, that is a professional, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, not like Reg Ollis on the bill, but we'll leave that. I mean, this is a bit of a laugh because any podcast I go on, if I could slag off Reg Ollis on the bill, I'll get it in somehow.
Doesn't even get his real name. Love it.
23 years is a long time to hold a grudge. But because apparently also they twigged by this point. Because here's the thing about RoboCop, right? When I was a kid, it was people were watching it at school, and I think it was like year 7 or 8, so like 11 or 12.
Yeah, it's like your dad's idea of a family-friendly film is RoboCop, and it turned out it's fucking violent.
But it's like,
this one's not.
People were watching the RoboCop, and I was like, I feel left out. So I said to my mum, Mum, look, can we get RoboCop? And I did have to talk. I said, everyone's watching it at school, and I think I feel left out. And like it was so she said yes, and we went and we went and rented it, and like we asked my mate if he could watch it, and his dad said no.
Yeah.
He said, no, you can't come down. So me and my mum watched it together. And remember, she had a pillow in front of a cushion from the sofa in front of her face a lot because it is so freaking gory.
Yeah, it is.
It's really gory, yeah.
But this one is not, right? This one's really toned down.
This one's played like a comedy, a bad one.
Yeah, so the second one is nasty, is almost nastier. But then here's the thing. By this point, they had twigged that it was mostly children who were into it.
Yeah.
As like I was. So they deliberately made it so that kids could go and watch it. So it's got like a PG-13. So yeah, so whilst you're seeing loads of people being shot all the way through it, there's no actual gore, really.
No, there isn't. There's not.
Even when he shoots that bloke's head off at the end, it just disappears. There's no actual blood.
Yeah,
it's pathetic.
Right.
And then that's when you realise that it's totally for toys.
Yeah.
Because like the first time you see him in the film, he takes his hand off and then he puts on like a machine gun attachment.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, and that's obviously so you can get now with machine gun attachment RoboCop toy, right?
Yeah.
Then they got that Chekhov's gun as well, haven't they? Where you see when they're nicking all the weapons from the police gun store, they see the jetpack.
Yeah.
They steal it because it might be expensive, and that's sort of then the last 10 minutes of the film. That's when he do that, and then he jumps on, and you've got flying RoboCop. So you've got the jetpack RoboCop as another sort of iteration,
which is awful.
But I mean that is that's
talking about effects that haven't aged well. That is dog shit.
It looks rubbish.
Yeah.
And also it is a jump the shark thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the whole point of RoboCop and the whole thing that's played up on when you play the computer game is that you can't run.
Yeah.
You can't go any faster. That's it's so sort of ingrained in the whole thing is that when he's flying around in this stupid jetpack, it's shit in it. They jump the shark and it thrown over the shark, and it just it totally takes away from the point of that.
Yeah. It's totally lost anything good from the first movie, which is like the heart. The RoboCop struggling with his human side, which is the good bit of the first movie. They completely take it away in this. They kill off Lewis,
that's another
early,
thing.
And
can't get over that.
They just turn it into it's just horrible puns for the rest of the film, and and
also it's quite
cheap Nazis.
I think when I came on the line here earlier, I heard you say it's RoboCop versus the Nazis.
Yeah,
which it is. But, and also there's that kind of sort of quite racist stereotypes, isn't it? Of the Japanese are the overall sort of villains in it, aren't they? And it's got quite a good cast though.
Yeah, it really has.
That's the thing about it. What's that bloke called?
Rip Torn's in it. CCR Pounder's in it.
Yes, CC Pounder from who I really sort of fell in love with as an actor in The Shield.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great in that.
And also Josh from The West Wing's in it.
Yes. What's his name? Bradley
Whitaker.
Yeah, that's it.
And Stephen Root's in it as well.
Yeah, Stephen Root's in it.
The comedian actor. He's the snitch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sure. But it's but that's the other thing. Talking about watching films just for watching films, then watching films with that critical sort of thinking, is that obviously when I was a kid watching RoboCop, I hadn't picked up on any of the sort of social commentary in it, and sort of the effects of capitalism on humanity. And then when you watch that in the first one, that's so when you realise how apparent that is. And again, I don't I mean. It was a film with a social political point, but when I was a kid, it was just it wasn't. It was just a machine shooting bad guys. But I did think actually in the end that last scene, that when he says what's your name, and he goes, my friends call me Murphy, you can call me RoboCop, which is a good line.
Yeah,
it's a good line.
Yeah,
and also maybe it suggests that RoboCop has sort of come to realise that he isn't just Murphy, that he's sort of maybe it's an acceptance.
Well, you're almost making it sound good now, Danny, and that's
the thing. I said when I that's one thing that I'd say was potentially a saving grace perhaps of the whole thing, but not a saving grace, just a positive.
Yeah, because that first one, the Paul Verhoeven film, it's kind of the satire in it, and the kind of like the Starship Troopers kind of.
Yeah,
that's completely gone in this movie.
Completely gone. Yeah, the satire is completely bereft.
It really feels like it's now a studio film, made badly with horrible people doing horrible things.
Well, it had no creative vision. It had like didn't have the same director, nor the laid cast, nor any money.
Yeah.
Make it seems. Plus that whole idea of now, like with a massive change of the, again, genre shifting to make it a PG-13.
Yeah.
There's actually a series as well, which I think I'm going to probably watch.
Yeah, there's quite a few series of it as well. It's on DVD.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all on Prime, so I'm going to have a little look at that to see if it's any good.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any good.
It's not going to be any good.
It's going to be very much like RoboCop 3. I've never seen any of it even. I really don't want to. But it's a terrible sequel. Have you made anyone watch it, or is it just you?
No, I've not made. No.
Good.
God, no.
Good. Just checking. Cool.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
Welcome to Sephora. I'm looking for a perfume that's not too perfumey. I got you.
Serum moisturizer or moisturizer serum.
Let's get into layering.
My concealer is making me look worse.
Sounds like the wrong shade. Let's get you matched.
There's only one store that really gets what you're going for. Get beauty from people who get beauty. Only at Sephora.
Hi, Let's get you a basket.
Okay, Chad. Today you're gonna drive the all-electric Toyota BZ.
But my electric vehicle phobia. I'm not ready, Dr. Ross.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh. We're inside it.
Try to take deep breaths, okay?
The ventilated seats, they're touching me.
You can do this, Chad. Drive the car. How do you feel, Chad?
I feel cured. Woohoo! I'm doing it! I'm doing it!
The all-electric BZ. One drive can change your mind. Toyota. Let's go places.
I've got another little question before the last question, which is, what sequel seems like a bad idea, but you ended up liking? This is a quick one.
These are quite hard.
They are on the jet. Let me have what sequel? Seems like a bad idea.
But you ended up like our example is Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah, or something you went into and you thought this is going to be rubbish. Like Puss in Boots 2, we went and watched The Last Wish. We thought it was going to be rubbish, and
Smile
it was great.
2.
Yeah, Smile 2, that was very good.
Smile 2. Oh, Smile 2 was that's the horror film. I saw that quite. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's quite good. Okay.
The Blade Runner 2049 comes up a lot. Any Bonds or Marvel films, any franchisee movies, anything like that. The Matrix's films. Carry On, whatever.
Okay, let me have a think here. There was what was that? Let me see if I can find the name of it.
If it's a sequel, you can describe it to us and we might get it. We've watched a lot now.
Yeah, we have. This is true.
Oh God. I thought it was on Netflix, but it's one of those lost found footage films, and the ending of the first one is where he just sat on a bench from a long way away. You just see the guy get in his head. Is that ringing any bells for anyone?
No. Is it like a paranormal activity, that kind of thing?
No, there's no paranormal element to it. It's just some nut job. But I can't for the life of me.
So it's a horror film.
Found footage. Yeah, where that's so annoying.
I can't even think of found footage films at the moment of that kind of genre.
Found footage.
Is it Creep? Is it called Creep?
Creep. It's Creep. Yeah.
With one of the Duplass brothers.
Yeah. And am I right in thinking there was a sequel to that?
There is a Creep 2. I've never seen either of these films though.
Oh right, yeah, no. So Creep, they were. I saw that. I was just in New Zealand flicking through Netflix, and the thing about Netflix when you go over places, don't know if you noticed, sometimes there's just stuff on there that.
Oh yeah.
It's quite different.
I go to Canada quite often, and it used to be really good because it used to have better films on. It's kind of evened itself out a lot recently, but I have an online thing like in Canada, America, Paramount Plus is excellent.
Yeah,
but in this country, it's dog shit.
Right, yeah, because I found The Rookie over in Australia on Netflix, and it tapered out, put it that way. But like, I was watching that, and then I came over here, and it's like, well, yeah, it's on Now TV.
Yeah. So Creep 2, what is that?
Creep 2, yeah. So Creep 1 and Creep 2, I enjoyed both of those actually, yeah. And sort of I wasn't sure how it was going to play out the second one, but it was good. There was a movie made called Creep. Don't know if you ever saw it. Set on the London Underground.
Yeah, I do remember that one. It's really creepy.
Yeah, it's because I was at the time. That's when I was doing my MA in TV and film producing, and we were taught by a guy called Barry Hansen.
Right,
and he was the producer of The Long Good Friday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and he was producing Creep at the time. So I mean, so when I saw Creep, I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen that for years. Completely different film.
Yeah,
but you can't copyright a title. Famously,
can you not?
No. One of the first things I was told on my on the course, can't copyright a title. So I'm
going to call everything The Matrix. Yeah. No one can stop me about that. No one. Yeah, I keep seeing these Creep films because they're made for really low budget, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's actually like that's the thing about horror movies is that you can. That's why they're quite. There's a lot of them, aren't there?
Yeah.
Is that they are made? You can make them for little money.
Very little money. Very little money.
Very little money, and also found footage is such a good idea. I think. For, if it's done well, and this one was rare. Well. It's done well, yeah. Yeah. So I'd recommend Creep and Creep 2 would be my. I've just seen that. I think there's a Creep 3.
Is there? I haven't seen that one.
I seem to remember there being a TV series of it, maybe. Like, did they do it? Well, I might have made that up.
Yeah, don't know. So it's interesting. It's IMDb only gives it 6.3. That movie Creep.
We can't trust IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes though. There is a TV series called The Creep Tapes. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
From 2024.
And it's the same thing. It's the same.
Yeah. It's still got. One of the Dupas brothers.
You know what's funny is that when I come off this call, like I'll be like a million different sequels that I thought were going to are going to jump into my head.
And feel free for sending them to us because we'll read them out at the end to get it. But that is the hardest question. A lot of people get annoyed, like what did I enjoy or not enjoy, and then go back to. And our example is the Puss in Boots film because we thought this is going to be dog shit, and then it turns out to be an emotional roller coaster that changed my life. Basically, and made me feel about my life and immortality and dying and living. Wow. And if you haven't seen it, you should really.
So that's Puss in Boots 2.
Yeah, The Last Wish. Yeah, it's especially for us as middle-aged men now. It's it really hits home.
I'm making a note of that.
Love it.
The Last Wish.
Let's go on to the last question, Danny, which is the dream sequel one. Which is, what is your dream sequel?
Well, I've picked, as a bit of fun, The Holiday 2.
I love this.
Nice.
Holiday 2. And I shall tell you for why. The Holiday 1 is the only film in existence, and probably will remain the only film in existence, where Danny Ward's on the credits.
Yes! What did you do?
So I was the assistant to the producer, John Hutman.
Right.
Okay.
On the film The Holiday. And so I was quite sort of there from day dot. I was in the field with John in November 2004, where he gave me 4 wooden sticks. He said, Danny, stick one over there. Walk 20 paces that way, Danny. 20 paces that way, Danny. And I pegged out a square on the field. And that was the footprint that went on to become the cottage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've read about this. So everyone thinks the cottage is a real cottage or
Everyone
something.
thinks the cottage is real, yeah, but it's not. It's just a facade. It's a shell.
Yeah.
And if you go around the back, there's just like scaffolding and storage space and stuff. So like when Jude Law is filmed arriving to the cottage.
Right.
Well, that's filmed in like January 2005. But when he opens the door and he comes into the interior, that was filmed like 4 or 5 months later on a soundstage in LA.
Wow.
And you were in LA as well?
I didn't go to LA. No, I didn't. John Hutman was the designer.
Right.
So we had sort of two chunks together. One when we were recceing, and then another when they were filming over here. But actually, the amount of filming that went on over here was quite limited because a lot of the English interiors could be done in LA. So I don't even think that Jack Black came over here.
Okay.
But it was just, because obviously everyone keeps talking about, well, not everyone keeps talking about, but there's been hints.
There's a lot of people talking.
We've got, a friend called Sam who's been on the podcast before, and he's a massive holiday fan. And every time the
Sam
sequel
Clements?
rumours, Sam Clements, he does
he has like a holiday podcast.
90-minute film fest as well, doesn't he?
He also over Christmas does like holiday podcasts, and he's had everyone on it.
He's a big holiday fan.
Yeah,
and every time there's a rumour of a sequel, he's like, "It's not happening. Nancy said it's never going to happen."
I mean, Nancy Myers must be well into her 80s now. Like, I think
she must be getting on, surely.
Not that and not that that's like a big. Yeah, I mean, she's. Oh, I take it back. She's 75.
Okay,
75. Well, that makes you realise then. So she was younger than I thought when I was good. I was only like 23 working on it. Do you know what I mean? And everyone feels ancient when you're 23.
It does, yeah.
Isn't it? Like, and now I'm realising she was right. So she was only, mid-50s. So, I mean, she we were there once and she got a delivery from Jack Nicholson and sent her over some cookies. So, like, she is a proper,
Hollywood.
big time Hollywood player. And, it was the reason why I wanted to sequel was just, I'm being sort of facetious as such, but it would be interesting to see what they did with it.
Yeah.
But,
maybe what would you want to do with it?
Well, what I want to do was do like sort of a Wizard of Oz to the Return of Oz.
Oh my God.
So where this was like a Christmas film, and it's a rom-com. Yeah. this would be like, 20 years later and everything's just gone to shit for all of them.
Oh, right. You're going real dark then.
like Return to Oz now, like the yellow brick roads all falling apart.
Nice.
And then, just sort of, because it's one of those ones where a bit like I've been forced to watch just like that recently. The sort of sequel, talking about shit sequels to Sex and the City and the City.
Yeah.
And, it's almost embarrassing to watch when the lack of consideration given to real life. Money is no object. They're all so rich, so affluent that actually nothing really can disturb. And that's what it sort of feels like in the movie The Holiday, isn't it? It's just complete sort of of course that's probably what some people like, completely devoid from reality. But I think it might be a bit of fun to see what would happen if, things went wrong. Someone lost his job. Maybe the Hollywood movie
trailers aren't a big thing anymore.
Trailers aren't a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
She has to sell the house in LA. What happened to Samantha? What happened to the characters when they, when things aren't going so well?
I have never thought of The Holiday being
turn
like
it into
this,
a low-key horror.
It'd be a bit like it'd be like the Cabbage Patch Kids versus Garbage Pail Kids. Really take it to the other end of the spectrum of
Love it.
Of, first class travel and living in this beautiful apartment and all this. It's
Jude Law and Cameron Diaz have been married for years, now hate each other and are trying to kill each other off.
Why not?
What holiday would you put it on? Would you keep it a Christmas holiday, or will you put it on another holiday?
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because people say, "Do you think it's a Christmas film?" And it's a bit of a contentious issue. But I think, of course, it's a Christmas film.
Oh, it definitely is.
Oh, it's definitely a Christmas film.
Yeah, it's set at Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, my wife loves it, and we watch it every year. Every year we watch.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I do. I really enjoy it. Actually, it's one of the better Christmas films I have to sit and watch through. And I think everyone's in it is really good. I think the chemistry between everyone's really good. Danny, you did a really good job. It's a really well-made film.
I tried my best.
I would say it's slightly too long, but I don't think you had anything to do with that. In
She just wouldn't listen. She wouldn't take the notes. So Nancy, I said, you can take 20 minutes off this.
Yeah.
Do you know what she said? Bubby, this is what she said when we're talking about, like, you know, this sort of detachment from reality. And she went, Bubby, I don't make films about poor people.
I get it, because her films they have a look, Nancy.
They have a look, yeah. And John Huttman, like, properly right in the middle of that look as well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like this Richard Curtis, like, ideal world kind of thing, is the Nancy Myers. I say Nancy Myers is maybe the American version of that kind of, that thing. So every place she goes to, the houses, the cottages, even that cottage is like so small, you want to live in it, basically. You want to.
Yeah, but that cottage in Surrey would cost you like millions, right? Like if that was real.
Yeah. I mean, she was she was like a low-level journalist, wasn't she, at the time? Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, like, the attention to detail that goes into those films. Like, we turned up one day just before filming, a few days before filming, and the garden that had been sort of, you know, manicured, put together from nothing outside. They were like, it was almost like, I don't know, the world was going to cave in because it wasn't good enough, this garden. And, like, you know, it wasn't just like, oh, that'll do. Nah. The gardeners were sacked. Some emergency gardeners were brought in. It was all completely torn up and started again, you know, and we painted the walls of this one place 5 different times before they got the right colour of the wall. John was like, wait, you can paint that paint 20 times. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you've got to do it. You know, he had a gold, like, card from who was I'm trying to think who made it now. What was it? It wasn't Disney, was it?
No. Is it Universal? I feel like it's Universal.
Probably Universal. So he had a credit card, you know, he had a credit card, do you know what I mean? Like, so it just, the money's no object on it, you know, that's the thing. And because, you know, you're going to probably, realistically, you're going to make the money back because of the stars who are in it. That's sort of how the system works. So it was quite startling for me to see the excess and the sort of expense that went into stuff that probably no one would ever really go, oh, that garden doesn't look very well tended.
Yeah.
So maybe if we were to make a sequel, maybe to do it like maybe just strip it right back, set it another, what other holidays would be?
I've still got it stuck in my head that it's going to be a horror, so Halloween, I think.
Yeah, Halloween,
We're cooking.
Yeah, that's I like it. Yeah, Halloween holiday at Halloween, because that's a bit like what they're doing, isn't it? Because when things come out of copyright and they go into public domain, they've done some crazy stuff like that with Winnie the Pooh, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When they made Winnie the Pooh into like a mad murdering.
They are awful. They're like awful. Those films.
So all we've got to do is
Peter Pan one as well.
Wait another 80 odd years for it to become copyright free, and then
I got contacts with the director, mate. I can get this.
Would you have Nancy Myers back? Would you have Nancy?
Sorry, I'd smooth it out this side. Has she done any horrors?
No. I'm going to say no.
I would be surprised.
Something's got to give. What women want, they're pretty horrific.
Yeah, that hasn't aged well.
What women want?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. that absolutely hasn't. But it's yeah. So I think that's the one I would choose. But that's more from a fact that it you can't constantly, people make fan fiction, don't they? Not even fiction, is it? Fan versions of trailers.
Yeah.
For the for the holiday.
Are you surprised it's as popular as it's been over the years?
Absolutely amazed.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch. I bought the DVD when it came out and just never finished watching it.
Do you not, Danny? Do you like it?
Not really. Not really. No.
That's so good.
I mean, it's. No, yeah. I mean, it's the Arthur character. And I mean, he won't be in the sequel, let's be honest.
No, that's such a beautiful part of the storyline. That literally makes my wife cry every year.
Oh, I was just about to shit all over that bit.
Go do it.
It just feels like complete filler. Like it just feels like just filling out the plot there. Just, you know. She encourages him to have gumption, doesn't she? But like, what gumption exactly does she have after spending time with him?
That's true.
And also, by the way, she allows him, Jack Black, to go back with that woman, and then he finds out. Then he goes back to her after the. So it's, you know, it's not that much. I'd say, sorry, mate, you had your chance.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't end up with much self-respect, really, does she? Like, you know, despite the whole her whole like story arc is supposed to be she like stands up for herself, but she doesn't really, does she?
No, well, I mean, like Jasper flies over and just sort of, you know, gives it all the, I made a massive mistake. I mean, I'm so sorry. She was, you know, about to take it back, but then realised that he was seeing someone as well. So
yeah.
Well, and also Cameron Diaz is getting with a fuckboy as well. So that's a bit of a
yeah. I mean, come on,
but
Jack
it's
Black.
Okay. He's widowed. Like, it wouldn't be okay if he was divorced, but it's okay because he's widowed. It's fine. Now he's sympathetic now.
That bit when he's trying to keep children quiet is like, why are you trying to keep that? It's weird, right? That's not cool. That really is a fuckboy.
Well, there's a few weird things, like why you turn up at your sister's house when you're pissed.
Yeah, because it's near the train station, apparently. Even though you have to travel down this long, narrow path, and it's dangerous, and it's an easy convenience from London. That lovely cottage. I don't want to ruin this film, Danny. I really like it.
I mean, I guess if it was a sequel, like they were going to do a nice sequel of it, then it's a bit like this again. So I've come back to this idea of just like that and Sex and the City. It would just have to be it would have to be about a rom-com. It'd have to be about them splitting up, wouldn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
On the verge of splitting up. But I mean, how old are they all now? The kids, there was kids in it, so those kids would be in their mid-20s now.
We think that would be a better story if they...
So maybe they skip a generation and just redo it as the kids. But the kids are old enough now to have their own sort of house swap.
I think that's the way to do it. I think there's definitely an in with the kids. And that sounds wrong, but I think it is.
But yeah, I mean, they're going to be at least... So it was, 20 years ago? This
unbelievably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're going to be at least in their mid-20s to late 20s, aren't they, the kids?
Yeah.
But I also wonder if really, if she had have gone back to LA, she says we'll try long distance. She was never going to be able to live in England.
No.
So he would have had to have moved to LA.
And that would never have happened.
With the kids? How are they... Leaving Iris alone. Is he going to really move over is Jack Black going to move into that cottage there? So actually, it ends with just them dancing around at the end, yeah? But actually, that's sort of only a moment in time before the realities of the situation have dawned on them. That it's like, you're going to take the kids out of school. I mean, this is all sort of not pre-internet, but before, I guess now you could cut trailers on a beach in Thailand if you wanted. But listen, that's not how it works. You've got to go for the meetings. You've got to go for the lunches. Yeah. You've got to be seen to be, part over in LA. So she can't leave LA.
Yeah.
He's got to make the decision if he's going to move over there. But she seems like, to be frank, fucking hard work. Amanda.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems like really sort of high maintenance. So if he sails up, he takes the girls out of school, moves over there to then find out it's all, it's not all champagne, sweetness and lollipops and, sunshine and rainbows, waterfalls.
Well, this is a lovely way to end it, isn't it? I mean, happiness.
It's So actually, logistically, that last 20 years could have been really hard on him.
Yeah.
True. Those were Danny Ward's Unequal Sequels. Mate, it's come up again. Nightmare fuel for you, buddy.
Nightmare fuel. And I rewatched it again. That is
Return
commitment to the cause. Yeah.
I know how much it scares you, and we're a big brave boy and watched it again.
One day it's not going to scare me, but that wasn't that day when I rewatched it. It really is terrifying and a absolute bananas sequel that I'm surprised ever got made. And people seem to enjoy it when they were young. So good on Danny. He had his reasons for liking it, and that's good. That's good for him. And then also, worst ever sequel, RoboCop 3.
It is poo. He's not wrong. It's not good.
Don't like that film at all. RoboCop 1 and 2 are fine. They're fun. There's stuff to like about them. And that third one is just...
just a soulless mess of nonsense, isn't it?
It is there just to sell toys. It's definitely there just to sell toys, which is not probably the best reason ever to make movies or sequels, but I'm sure it made them some money, the studio. And then obviously we had the Dream sequel, which we've had before, The Holiday, but we've never had someone that actually worked on the holiday.
I know, right?
Big deal. Incredible.
Yeah.
We got some little nuggets of how it was made and where it was made and loads of cool little things. I think we dig out some more sequel ideas. His sequel idea is much darker than anything we've ever had.
I like
very
them.
anti-holiday kind of, everyone's miserable and not happy, and it's filmed around Halloween, I think we got in the end. So that was good. That was good, strong picks, and I hope everyone enjoyed our little chats with him about all those good sequels, bad sequels, and a good film. We really enjoyed talking with Danny. He's a great comedian. You might have seen him touring some way. He does tours a lot with Mark Simmons, who we had on this podcast previously. He also does a very good podcast with Mark called Jokes, and it's when they get a guest on and they take a joke that hasn't worked previously and they talk about it and they try and get it to work. It's very funny because it's normally Mark, Danny, and another brilliant comedian, and they've had a whole host of brilliant people. If you like Danny, you should go check out his show. He's doing that holiday show we talked about at the Museum of Comedy in London on the 12th of November at 7 p.m. Hopefully there's still tickets available. I know the tickets were running low, so get in there fast. If not, I'm sure you'll see him touring somewhere. You might have spotted him already, but he's a very funny man and he likes films a lot and he's got a great history with films. So thank you very much, Danny, for coming on the podcast. Hopefully we'll get you back again to talk more movies at some point.
Yes, 100%. If you want a little bit more of Danny, then come and join us over on anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, where for just $2.99 a month, you can get yourself access to loads of special features, including the sequel sessions, so a little bit extras to all our interview episodes, Disenfranchised, where we talk about movies that should have had a franchise but didn't for some reason, and Box Set Mentality, a podcast where we watch a whole box set and talk about it, because those are the kind of things we do.
That's the kind of shit we like, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it is. So yeah, come and join us over there. Just $2.99 a month. Make sure Super Special Slicer. We are looking at some other special things we can put in place for that as well. So watch this space. Super Special Slicers will find out first, because that's the way we are. If you liked Danny's picks, if you got something to say, if there's something you are, I don't agree with that, then get on the social medias. Let us know. We are Unequal Sequel on all the social media places, apart from the bad ones. We're not on those. We don't do that thing. But yeah, let us know. We'll read out your comments in the end of month roundup. And it's always nice getting those little comments and stuff. You can leave comments on YouTube and on Spotify, or you can email us unequalsequel@hotmail.com. Our competition is still running for our Conjuring Last Rites coffee cup, exclusive coffee cup that was only available for cast and crew. You can get your hands on one of those. All you have to do that is give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts, take a screenshot, and then email it to us, unequalsequel@hotmail.com. You'll go into a prize draw and you could win. Names will be chosen at absolute random. You could win that coffee cup and we will send it out to you completely free of charge, even if you live in Timbuktu. So please do enter. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, we will send it out to you. So yeah, all good.
Wow,
and
indeed.
I mean, I don't want to, we don't normally sort of preview what the next episode's going to be, right?
No.
But our next interview episode is our 100th interview episode. We have an incredibly special guest presenter for that episode, because me and Dave are going to be the guests. We're flipping the script, people.
Wow.
We're going to tell you our best, worst and dream sequels. And yeah, our guest presenter is incredible. I cannot believe we've got Samuel L. Jackson to come and be the guest
crazy
host.
Motherfucker.
Wild. It's going to be a sweary one.
Get those sequels out of this fucking plane, or whatever he says. Yeah. What a lovely guy. What a lovely guy he was to have on the podcast. Yes, it's finally happened. The question that most of you have probably asked, or we've been asked the most from lots of people, what our best, worst and dream sequels are. I know when I said I've got a podcast and that's what I do, they ask me and I'm like, well, you have to wait until the 100th episode.
Yeah.
And we finally got to that 100th episode. So that happens next week. It's very exciting. There were tiffs, there was taffs, there was arguments, there was laughs. It's all in there. It's all in there.
We do have to think of what to do for the 200th episode now, though, mate. Because we can't just do ours again. Or maybe we can.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind. You're worst. There's always bad films coming.
True. That is true.
Okay, so yes, get in contact, send your stuff. We love hearing from you. It is a goodbye from me, a goodbye, and a goodbye from him.
Bye!
See you on the next one, sequel to this one. Have a great week.
Oh, my bye went a bit weird then.
Yeah, it did. Also, we should have celebrated the 99th a little bit more. I forgot it, like 99th, so such a nice number.
Yeah, true.
But 100, can't believe we made it. And we've recorded it, so it's actually happened.
Nine series we've done. 9.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Wild.